I'm Katherine Lewis, and I'm a recovering newspaper reporter. This is where you say, hi, Katherine.
Hi, Katherine.
Thank you. I have been a journalist for 15 years. I started off covering Wall Street for a trade newspaper called The Bond Buyer. And they moved me to Washington, D.C. To cover the Supreme Court, Congress, that sort of thing. And I loved D.C. I ended up going to work for Bloomberg in D.C. for 4 years, and then I landed the dream job that I had been aiming for the whole time, national correspondent for a newspaper chain, which was Newhouse News Service. And I was their money and work correspondent for 5 years, and then they announced they were closing the bureau. So I had seen the writing on the wall. Actually, my bureau chief started saying, you know, everyone should have a plan B. When your bureau chief starts telling you that, you listen. So I started freelancing, looking into freelance writing when I would say March of 2008. I started writing for about.com. I write their site for working moms. And then during the summer, I looked into other freelance writing opportunities, but it didn't seem too urgent because I had, pretty demanding part-time gig with About on top of my full-time job, and then in August, Newhouse announced they were closing the bureau. So I really ramped up everything in earnest. I did a full-scale job hunt. I started really reaching out for freelance contacts, and actually ended up getting a pretty good full-time job offer, and they wanted me to quit all the freelancing that I had built up. And they also didn't want me to have any kind of a flexible schedule, a reduced week schedule, which was something I had been important to me, having 2 little kids. So I took the leap and said, I'm going to be a full-time freelance writer, and November 7th, the Newhouse Washington Bureau closed, and November 10th, I had my first assignment that I started work on. The first month that I was a full-time freelancer, I made $4,000. Second month, I made $4,500, and the third month, I made $7,000. So I thought, this is a great trend. Really like the way this is headed. And then I took a 2-week vacation to Singapore, and I don't think I had another new assignment for 3 months. So I learned something that way, and I've learned a lot from the other freelancers in Washington, D.C. and across the country who have been generous enough to share their wisdom with me, and look forward to talking with all of you about how to avoid some of the mistakes I made, how to really make a living at it, because at AAJA, everyone in this room, I'm sure, could get a freelance assignment at pretty much any news publication that you want. But the trick is to actually have a career as a freelancer, and to make a living, pay your mortgage, go on vacations, not just kind of scrape by gig to gig, and that's what I'm hoping to address today.